seen, but no one around the league thinks he's going to be playing in 2021.
I will just say this. It's one thing for guys to be in the gym chucking up shots. It's another thing for a 42-year-old man worth $500 million to be shoving a blocking sled all over the place in New Orleans.
I'm sure
and posting
does
video
that
of it
in his free time. Dan does
on
that
Instagram.
in his free time. Come on now.
I don't get it. Orlovsky, come on. What?
First of all, Kimberly, I feel personally attacked because that's exactly what I do. All right, that's exactly what I do. Second of all, Greeny, if you rolled over to like Coleytown Elementary yesterday at 11 o'clock in the morning, you would have seen me and like the group of 10 or 12 kids out there doing the sled pull and playing soccer and throwing football and all that stuff. Seriously, I just think this is who Drew Brees is, okay? I just think he's wired this way. You don't become a Hall of Famer unless you're a psychopath. He's a psychopath in a good way, okay? The truth is, the best thing for the New Orleans Saints is for Drew Brees to come back on the cheap. Think about their situation as a football team. This isn't a good team. This is a team that is a Super Bowl contender without a quarterback. So find me the guy that is good enough to take a team that's a Super Bowl contender and keep them there and push them into the playoffs. That's cheap. Find me that quarterback. That guy does not exist. So Drew coming back, who, by the way, had a better QBR last season than Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson. Just to remind everybody, Drew Brees didn't stink last year. Him coming back on the cheap is the best option for the New Orleans Saints.
Mike Tannenbaum, why are you doing that with your head?
Absolutely not. That's the worst thing they can do, short-term and long-term. If he comes back this year, he's at best the fourth best. Brady, Rodgers, Wilson, and maybe even Dak Prescott. And if you keep him this year, you are stopping progress, Dan. And then next year, you're assuring yourself that you're not going to be any good in 2022. You want to talk about a psychopath in a good way? How about Bill Belichick? He's a great leader, will make great decisions, and not worrying about ruffling any feathers. And that's what the Saints need to do. They need to honor Drew Brees for what he's done and move on. That's what Bill Belichick's done for 2 decades, and that's why they've been so successful. It's over for Drew Brees. Stop. You're going to stop progress. If he comes back, cut your losses, move forward, sign Jameis Winston, and build for your future.
Go ahead, Danny, real quick.
3 things. 1, you would rather have the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th best quarterback in the conference over maybe the 4th? Is that a better situation? 2, I understand the progress, but this roster is not built for progress. This roster is built for now. That's why they're $70 million over the cap. They need to go win a Super Bowl now. Third of all, I just told everybody that Drew Brees had a better QBR than Tom, Russell, and Deshaun. Like, he played good football last year. What's better for the Saints? Go into this season knowing you have Drew Brees and what he is, or the question mark of a potential Jameis Winston or rookie quarterback?
So that is the question they will probably have to get answered there. Mike, I have to leave it there, and we will, but we'll come back to it. Kimberly, that's the kind of morning that it has been. That face, I think, sums up the morning perfectly today. But I got to get to the next issue here because we're running the Hurry Up Tannenbaum with you through a couple of questions about the upcoming draft. And the first is, you loved Justin Herbert last year. Who's your Justin Herbert this year?
University of Alabama's Mac Jones. This guy is a cross between Jimmy Garoppolo and Matt Ryan. He's more athletic than people realize. He's accurate. He's a winner. He is going to go a lot earlier than people realize, and he's going to be a frontline star in the NFL.
Okay, so he might be the 3rd best prospect in this draft, in your opinion. Who's second?
BYU's Zach Wilson. He is underrated as an athlete. He has great arms. He can make off-platform plays that are really difference-making. I love his arm strength, accuracy, athleticism, footwork. He's a winner. He played really well against Coastal Carolina, a game that they lost, and he should be the 2nd pick in the draft.
All right, well, that brings up that's what the Jets have to decide. Who's better, Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold?
Yeah, Greeny, this one isn't even close for me. Zach Wilson is much better than Sam Darnold. Short-term and long-term, he is a playmaker, he's an athlete, and when we look at Sam Darnold's body of work over a long period of time, he turns the ball over. He had 54 turnovers in the NFL, and when you go back to USC, he had 22 interceptions there, so we could talk about supporting cast, coaching changes, all true. We can really give Sam the benefit of the doubt, but a sustained period of time of 3 years in the NFL and at USC, he turns the ball over. Zach Wilson has too much upside for the Jets to pass on him.
Go ahead, Danny. I know you've been starting to work on these draft quarterbacks. Who do you think is a better player, Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold?
I still think Sam Darnold is a better player. If you want to tell me that the Jets should take Zach Wilson because it resets the financial timetable and you think they're going to be comparable players in 4 years, cool, I'm with that. Here, come on with the Sam Darnold hate. Why do quarterbacks turn the football over? The fundamental reason why quarterbacks turn the football over is they have to do things before they're ready to do them. Why do quarterbacks have to do things before they're ready to do them? When everyone around them sucks. When everyone else around them stinks, they have to play faster than they want to. That's Sam Darnold's first 3 years with the Jets. I don't understand how anyone could sit here and tell me definitively that any of these quarterbacks outside of Trevor Lawrence is going to be better than Sam Darnold. We've never seen Sam Darnold in like a relatively even situation, one that is somewhat set up for elementary success, let alone to thrive. And so you can't sit here and tell me he's an athlete. So is Sam Darnold. You can't sit here and tell me he makes off-platform throws. So does Sam Darnold. You can't tell me he gets all creative in second reaction plays. So does Sam Darnold. If you're going to tell me it's because of finances, I'm cool with that. But don't sit here and say that he's a definitively better player because he hasn't turned the football over in the NFL. He hasn't played with the worst supporting cast in the first 3 years of his career either.
The external part, the finances part, also it can be offset by what the Jets could do with that second pick if they decided to stay with Sam. Go ahead, Mike T.
Yeah, there's one other box we got to check here, and that's greatness. In college, Zach Wilson elevated the whole program at BYU. He has shown greatness. He has made people around him better. And I understand things have not been perfect for Sam Darnold, but Dan, we have not seen greatness. He has not elevated the play of anybody around him. There's a ceiling on Sam Darnold, and when you're in draft meetings and you're trying to assess greatness, how does he impact others? I just don't see it with Sam Darnold between USC and the Jets.
Super quick final word, Dan, go.
How the heck would anybody expect Sam Darnold to have been great with the Jets? They were the most dysfunctional organization in the last 3 years with the worst talent. Of course he wasn't going to be great. I get it. I like Zach Wilson too. For anybody who tells me he couldn't beat Coastal Carolina, stop talking to me. Coastal Carolina was really good. He played really good in that football game. All I'm saying is this. I think the Jets coaches went to New York because of Sam Darnold. He's still a valuable young piece. And with the right situation, like any quarterback in the NFL, Sam Darnold can and will play very good football at the quarterback position.
Okay, I will leave it there for the moment. That's going to be a very interesting decision as they work our way towards the draft. Meanwhile, we are talking trades today. Russell Wilson, big city mayors are in on it. And how do the